Before we start, or anyone who wants to learn exactly or wants to learn efficiently, make sure that you pause the video to write the answer. For that, she has used quantitative data, and this data is not something that is very difficult. It is directly mentioned as part of the syllabus that irrigation system, types of irrigation, all the subpoints which are related to challenges will be placed here. So again, it appears very logical and structured. Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to VisionIAS. In today's video, we are going to have another discussion on how to analyze toppers' copies. So for today's reference, we have taken All India Rank 12, Miss Ashi Sharma, who has secured All India Rank 12 in UPSC CSE 2024. Okay, so let's start from the question itself, and then we'll discuss the underlying principles that are required for us to analyze the toppers' copy. So before we start, or anyone who wants to learn exactly or wants to learn efficiently, make sure that you pause the video and take some 15 minutes of time to write the answer. After you are done with that writing, then you can resume the video and then you can see what the topper has written here. Okay, so the question here is, in the era of climate change and growing water scarcity, how can micro irrigation systems contribute to sustainable agricultural practices in India? And this you have to write in 250 words. The word limit is 15. Okay, the word limit is 250 words, and the marks is 15. Fine. So let's now take a look at what the topper has written with what Miss Ashi Sharma has written. Fine. So if you look at the brainstorming part, the question, so first we'll discuss what are the various parts of the question. So here the underlying thing that they're asking is, how can micro irrigation help or contribute to sustainable agricultural practices in India? So let's start with the introduction. So what the topper has done is that she has provided the context or the severity of the issue. For that, she has used quantitative data, and this data is not something that is very difficult to get because you will be able to find this in the NCERTs, right? So what the data is that India houses 18% of the population and has 4% of water resources. Further, in this wake of climate change, Niti Aayog estimates that 40% of the population will face water stress by 2030. So this exactly tells us that what is the severity of the issue. So on one hand, we have 18% of the population, but on the other hand, the water resources that we have is only 4%. And then because of climate change, because of inefficient use of water, it is further going to deteriorate. The condition is further going to be problematic by 2030, right? So this is how the topper has used data to provide the context and the background in which the problem is situated. Now let's take a look at what exactly she has done further. So she has also given subheadings. So the first subheading is, she provides growing water crisis and climate change, right? So the demand of the question is essentially about role of micro irrigation. So this is what the question has asked, but she has not just explained this part, but she has also provided some major other understanding as well. So she has given in terms of growing water crisis, so she has explained this part. She has also given another subheading here, need for sustainable agricultural practices, and further she has also provided the challenges. So just by looking into the subheadings, we can understand what are the various categories or what are the various headers that she has used in this particular question, right? So here we can be very sure that these are the particular headings in which we have to write. The third thing is that let's take a look at the organization of points. So the first thing, before we write an answer, we need to go for brainstorming, where we need to strategize what exactly we are supposed to write. So once we have discussed, or once we have thought about what exactly we are supposed to write, then we need to write in a structured, in a logical manner. And for that, there is no better way but to first introduce then provide the body, and then the conclusion. The IBC framework. So here the introduction, as we have seen, is data-based or data-centric, or it can also be considered to be context-centric, right? And alternatively, you can also provide the meaning or the definition of what exactly is micro irrigation, or what do you what exactly constitutes sustainable agricultural practices. So other things like that can also be provided. Some current affairs related aspects could also be provided, right? So it is a combination of data, context, and also report. Then with regard to the body, she has divided the body into several sections. The first section is about growing water crisis and climate justice and climate change, wherein she has used climate change leads to increased monsoon variability as per CEEW's, Council for Environment, Energy and Water. Then this was 30% more rainfall in deficit areas and 30% less rainfall in surplus area. So again, it is not just important to mention the points, it is also important to provide the reason and to substantiate with example. For that purpose, I would suggest that you can use this framework of PRE, where you first provide a point, then you give a reason, and then you substantiate through an example. This can be an example, or it can be in the form of data, right? So when it comes to Indian economy, it is always good idea to substantiate or validate your answers through use of data, as what she has done. Secondly, she has provided in terms of population pressure, increasing heat wave conditions, major cities like Delhi, Bangalore, etc. facing water crisis. Again, it is not necessary to use this framework for all the points. For 1-2 points where it is required, where it is not that obvious, you can mention it, but for rest of the things, you can just lay out the points. Then what is the need for sustainable agricultural practices? First, agriculture uses 80% of all fresh groundwater resources. So again, it is a very water guzzling resource. So that is one. Second, nearly 1/6 of the groundwater is overexploited as per Central Groundwater Authority, CGWA, right? So she has also made a diagram in a box to highlight the various kinds of resources. So again, it's a very good practice here. Third, this is the actual demand of the question, the role of micro irrigation. Now you can see that the majority, in fact, the 50% of, or the 40% of the area is divided concerning the exact demand of the question, which is what is the role of micro irrigation. So she has given all these points, various different points. So first she has explained what exactly is, or what entails micro irrigation. So this includes drip irrigation, sprinkler irrigation systems can ensure. What it can ensure? First, water use efficiency, right? To decrease wastages by traditional flood irrigation. So again, it is always a good idea to use comparative perspective. We know that irrigation system is part of our syllabus. It is directly mentioned as part of the syllabus that irrigation system, types of irrigation and irrigation system is part of our syllabus. So you must have prepared different types of irrigation such as flood irrigation and other ways of irrigation. And micro irrigation is also a type of irrigation. So what exactly is the benefit of using micro irrigation as compared to other sources of irrigation? So here definitely it leads to water use efficiency. Second is in terms of groundwater, exploitation will decrease as water table depletion will stop, right? So again, it will be very effective in the way groundwater is utilized. Third, it will also lead to increase in yield by raising productivity, ensuring per drop more crop. Again, this is a keyword, so she has underlined it. Fourth, weeds will decrease the cost of removal and enhance nutrient availability. Soil quality will improve and land degradation to the field runoff will decrease, and as per ISRO, land degradation atlas, nearly 35% landmass equal to degraded. So again, you can use such expressions as well. And then what she has done is she has talked about water pollution in surface water bodies, and eutrophication will decrease, fertilizer overuse will decrease, and solutions help estimate application of nutrients, and also about soil erosion can be controlled. So again, she has mentioned a lot of points here which combines different elements of agriculture, right? So stemming from water use efficiency, increased yield, increase or better quality, soil erosion, water pollution, usage of fertilizer. So again, she has given multi-dimensional benefits of using micro irrigation. Then, for example, then she has not stopped here. She has also provided a balanced perspective that shows that it is not necessary that micro irrigation is free of challenges. It still has certain challenges. Now, what are the challenges? It is cost intensive, irregular electricity supply in villages, lack of awareness and technique knowledge regarding operations, fragmented land holding. So she has also given a data 0.6 hectare decrease, financial viability and economy of scale. So she has given all these data. Again, this is not explained in detail because this is not directly asked. So she has just explained it in a very short manner so that the examiner is aware that she is conscious of the challenges that can arise because of usage of micro irrigation. Finally, she also provides a solution. We must address this issue to make Indian agriculture sustainable and climate resilient. Now, for this, she has given PM Krishi Sinchai Yojana is a step in the right direction. She has linked it with a government scheme which is supposed to address the problems with regard to micro irrigation. In fact, it provides cost incentive, training, awareness, all these things, right? So all the challenges which is listed here is supposed to be addressed by PM Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Of course, you can use box to highlight this scheme as well. So we are done with two things. We are done with the approach, we are done with the organization and the structure. Let's also discuss the presentation part. So what exactly is presentation? Presentation is how you provide your answer in such a way that becomes more readable. That is the definition, or that could be the broad idea about presentation. So let's take a look at the overall writing style. See, here you can see that all the important subheadings are in box. So she has used boxes wherever important keywords or important subheadings are there, and 4 times, right? So she has used boxes to signify that there are 4 parts to this question. Secondly, in every time whenever there is important data, so she has underlined it, or she has also kept it in box as well, right? Then the writing itself is very neat. The words are, the font size is good enough so that it is visible properly. There is proper spacing, I would say. Not that, like there is spacing that you are able to clearly make out what exactly it is there. Then in terms of the points that she has mentioned, it is in bullet form or it is in pointed form, numeral form. So again, that is also very helpful in understanding and clearly identifying the sub points that she has mentioned. All the arguments are neatly provided, right? So this is all about presentation, and the conclusion itself is also very positive in nature. It is linking with the government scheme, right? So this is the overall takeaway from the toppers copy. Let me just summarize it. What exactly is the, what can toppers copy or way of writing can teach us about answer writing? So first, it can teach us about the question demand. So here, even though it is very easy for us to understand that you have to write about how the micro irrigation practices are contributing to sustainable agricultural practices, but it will also tell you how the topper has further deconstructed the topic, how the topper has further classified it, and how she has finally come upon with other subheadings. So this will tell you about all these details. Secondly, it will help you with the structuring of answer with smartly organized subpoints. So again, these subpoints are there, which essentially all the subpoints which are related to growing water crisis will be placed here. All the subpoints which are related to challenges will be placed here. So again, it appears very logical and structured. Finally, it's about enriching it with relevance, schemes, examples. We have seen how she has given examples, schemes, data, reports. So again, it is very much rich with such schemes. It is also balanced in the sense that not only the potential is highlighted, but she has also provided with the challenges as well. Then It is crisp and presentable in the sense that she has not over-explained any point. She has just written the specific point and then moved on to the next point. Presentable in the sense that it is also using diagrams somewhere, right? It's not diagram intensive, but it is presentable in the sense that you have proper delineation of subheadings, there is proper usage of boxes, underlining, and wherever required, she has also drawn a diagram as well. And finally, with regard to a problem solver, she has also provided that despite the challenges, there's also a solution in hand. So she has given or alluded to the fact that for addressing these challenges, we have a scheme in place, okay? So this is how you analyze topper's copy. And so make sure that whenever you take a look at the topper's copy, you first write the answer yourself and then try to think how would a topper approach this, okay? So make sure you do that and write in comment what you have written for this particular question. Thank you.